Right, top of the hour, we are expecting with the Supreme Court to shortly take up the matter as all eyes are on the top court that is all set to hear the case on the batch of petition challenging the validity of the Places of Worship Act. Now, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board had moved the Supreme Court opposing the pleas against the Places of Worship Act 1991, asking the Supreme Court not to interfere with the act, citing disturbance and law and order. Now, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board also refers to the Sri Krishna Commission report of 1992 and 1993 blast, saying that any changes that has been brought to the act would only lead to communal disharmony.
There has been no hearing in the petition of Places of Worship Act. Initially, when we had argued for the admission of this case, the notice was issued. And today is the first day when there will be an effective hearing in the matter. Now, coming back to the question that how draconian is the Places of Worship Act, I must tell you that so far as some sections of the society are trying to bring Kashi and Mathura within the purview of the Places of Worship Act and are trying to pose that Kashi and Mathura are a threat, as far as restoration there is not possible because of the provisions of the Places of Worship Act is erroneous. Because in Kashi and Mathura, in both the cases, the district court has held that in this case, the Places of Worship Act is not attracted. Now, that is one segment of it. The other part is that Places of Worship Act as it is, if someone goes through the provisions of section 4 subclause 2 of the Places of Worship Act, it takes away the right of judicial review, which is the basic structure of the constitution. So I particularly feel and believe, and this is my legal opinion, that section 4 subclause 2 needs to be struck down. Section 4 subclause 2 of the Places of Worship Act is unconstitutional because all those suits has to be launched for restoration of temples which are existing prior to 15th August 1947. And if any lawsuit has been filed for restoration of such temples, those lawsuits can't abate. So if Ram Mandir has been given an exemption and the legal battle can't continue for other places of worship, especially in various parts of the country where this factual aspect has not been gone into, then I particularly believe that section 4 subclause 2 is completely unconstitutional. We have filed a petition. The name of the petition is Vishwabhadra Pujari Purohit Mahasangh. It is listed today in the Honorable Supreme Court. And we have specifically challenged the provisions of section 4 subclause 2 of the Places of Worship Act. And the Honorable Court had issued notice in the matter, and today the matter will be heard by the Honorable Supreme Court.
All right, so that is one of the petitioners there speaking on the issue. We also have Nilashish joining us with more on that, because Nilashish, we are also getting updates from the Supreme Court that shortly the matter will be taken up.
Well, yes, absolutely. The bench headed by Chief Justice of India, UU Lalit, will shortly take up the matter in about another 5 to 10 minutes, we expect. But yes, as of now, the Places of Worship Act has been challenged, and also the All India Muslim Personal Law Board has filed its impediment application wherein it has opposed any sort of challenge to the Places of Worship Act, wherein it has been said that these petitions need to be opposed, and that the Places of Worship Act, in fact, is a progressive legislation, and it is in line with secular values of Indian polity, that it promotes harmony, that it promotes public tranquility and peace. And it's also been said by the Muslim body that, in fact, if the act is taken away, then it could lead to breach of public order. It has also cited, of course, the Babri Masjid case, and said that as far as the Sri Krishna Commission was set up, in those situations, it led to the minority community feeling hurt, and if religious establishments, as far as they're concerned, if there is a legislation which in fact protects it, and if that's taken away, it's a very sensitive matter, and in that scenario, it will not be in the best interest of the country. Of course, sections of the Places of Worship Act are under the scanner with regard to various cases across the country as well. In Gyanvapi, for example, in Mathura, for example. So this hearing will have a great bearing, a very, very significant bearing on various cases that are in courts across the country.
Right, but also Nilashish, as far as the matter which is suitable to be heard by the bench of 3 judges in the Supreme Court, as in all likelihood will be taken up shortly, but also the court had given the centre at least 2 weeks time to file its response. That also hasn't happened.
Well, yes, absolutely. The centre has not yet filed its response. That is awaited still. Yesterday, of course, also the was to come up before the court after a very, very short while as far as the hearing goes. The matter was adjourned. The centre has not yet filed a response. So it will be interesting to see what the court says with regard to that as well. Of course, these are petitions filed by several petitioners who have challenged the act, and they have stated that it takes away the right to worship as far as they're concerned, and there are various temples and religious establishments which are of significance, are of sentimental value to people from various religions, and this act is arbitrary in that sense. It was not
all right,
passed.
Let's just stay on with us for the benefit of our viewers. Let's quickly help them understand what this contention that will be taken up in the court in a short while from now, because we are playing out 2 sides. The Hindu side, as far as the BJP leader is concerned, saying that the 1991 law creates arbitrary cutoff date, the cutoff date being in August 1947. Meanwhile, the Muslim body says that 1991 law is beneficial, ensuring that there is peace in society, because they've been saying any change to the religious character of and that falls under the Places of Worship Act will actually lead to communal disharmony. On the other side, let's check you what exactly with the BJP side and multiple Hindu petitioners. They have been saying that 1991 law has created arbitrary cutoff date. This is the plea against the Places of Worship Act in the Supreme Court, saying that the Hindus have a right to profess and practice their religion, and that hasn't been happening, especially when it comes to 3 specific places, site specific, that has been mentioned by Dr. Subramanian Swamy as well. But the Muslim body goes on to say that such frivolous petitions are purely political in nature. So they have been time and again saying, as far as referring to what happened post Babri Masjid demolition, they have been saying that there were riots and communal disharmony as a result. So that is why when it comes to changing a religious character of a place, that shouldn't be encouraged at all. The BJP side and the Hindu side also claiming that the right to restore religious property should be unfettered when it comes to their claim to profess their religious practices, being devotees. That should be allowed by the court. But the Muslim body saying that the plea is a part of plan to keep communal issues alive. So they have been saying, according to the latest petition that had also been filed on part of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, saying, citing the Sri Krishna Report Commission, that it could actually lead to riots, it could lead to communal disharmony. The break